Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and welcome. This is the Creator Breakdown, a content series where we take you behind the scenes and show you how we bring our ideas to life with AI. So, jumping right into our Creator Breakdown deep dive with you, we are cracking open the project files for the short film we just wrapped, where we essentially just tried to break the Seedance 2.0 video model.
Yeah, we basically threw the hardest things we could think of at it. Precise camera movement, seamlessly extending clips, and keeping characters consistent across shots, which, you know, it's usually a total nightmare.
Oh, it's absolutely a nightmare. But for me, the core inspiration was just wanting to recreate that crazy Tony Jaa one-shot staircase fight sequence from The Protector, like, you know the one.
Right, the one where there's a camera operator strapped into a massive rig, sprinting backwards at multiple flights of stairs.
Ultimate cardio workout. But by using AI, we just completely bypassed all that physical misery. We just used that single-shot concept as a prompt to stress test the camera movement.
Right. But the crazy part is, that wasn't even the defining moment of the test. Like, we get that very first 15-second generation back of the fighters running up the stairs, and the camera move it naturally ends right at this random closed door.
Which was definitely not in the plan.
Not at all. Normally you just delete it, right? But we looked at it and thought, well, let's play along. What is behind the door?
And that is exactly where the entire vibe shifted for us, because I immediately thought about like being a kid and getting into actual literal fights with friends over the blue and green gummy bears.
The superior flavors, obviously.
Obviously, but applying that completely absurd childhood memory to a gritty martial arts sequence just felt so perfectly ridiculous that we just pivoted completely.
We really did. We took these men in black suits and swapped them into giant literal bears, but then we hit that huge snag where the main hero just kept looking
exactly like Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah, the overfitting thing, because the model just defaults to its training data for martial arts guys.
Exactly. So we had to build a completely new, much heavier set fighter and just sort of surgically track him over the footage to see if the model could handle replacing a character across an already existing shot.
Which is what I love so much about how we made this. We didn't have some rigid lockdown storyboard telling us what to do. We were literally just making the story up as the models spat things out.
Just letting the process drive the story. Though all that AI on AI generation meant the footage started getting super degraded and crunchy.
It got so messy.
It really did. So instead of fighting it, we just leaned all the way in and slapped this heavy 80s VHS filter over the whole edit. It masked all those digital flaws by making them look like analog tape damage.
And it fit that retro martial arts tone so perfectly.
Yeah, it felt like a genuine creative choice, not just a technical band-aid.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you have a heavier guy fighting literal bears over candy on a degraded VHS tape, you need something to ground the viewer so they don't completely lose their mind.
Oh, for sure. Which is where your audio work completely saved the whole thing.
Well, 11 Labs did a lot of the heavy lifting there. I was just typing in the weirdest prompts, like bear loudly chewing on gummy candy. And then I went over to Suno to generate this 1970s martial arts cinematic funk track to glue it all together.
What we've learned is that when you're creating a story, it helps to think a little more technically.
Exactly. You have to embrace hallucinations. If you lean into them, you might uncover ideas that take you into entirely new directions you never planned.
It's kind of like a box of chocolates. You never really know what you're going to get, but that's where the magic is. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you picked up something useful, and we'll be back with more breakdowns soon.